Now today I'm going to be talking about styling living rooms and specifically small living rooms. Now if you are struggling with styling a small size space, then I got you. Today I'll be sharing with you some amazing tips on how to go about styling this space to achieve that beautiful sanctuary that you're trying to get, as well as create a functional space. So guys, Faazati Ali here, interior designer, and without wasting any time, why don't we dive right into the video. Now, when styling a small living room, the main focus is space. How do I make this space look a little bigger? Well, the first thing I'm going to be giving as a tip when styling this space is to go for reflective surfaces such as mirror and glass, and this will be very helpful in allowing you to create a space that looks larger. So how does this happen? So when you're working in a small living room, when it comes to areas like your coffee table or your side stools, go for materials like glass that are transparent, that allow you to still get that visual flow, making a space look bigger. Because when you go for solid materials such as a fully solid table and so on, this creates a visual block that makes a space feel smaller. So you want to avoid items like this and go for surfaces that are also reflective like mirror. We also have, side tables these days that are quite reflective, literally mirror version of side tables, and these are very helpful because mirrors are great in creating that reflection that allow a space to feel airier and larger. So as well as having furniture pieces that are mirror surfaced, you can also just go ahead and bring in a mirror. Simple and easy, and you'll be on your way to making a space feel larger. So bring in a beautiful mirror, have it behind your sofa, maybe above a console table, or just leaning somewhere on a corner of the wall. A large one would be perfect, and of course near a window would also be great because this will then reflect an ample amount of light into the space, making it feel more airy. So that would be perfect for a small space. So yeah, this is definitely something you want to think about when it comes to material selection of the items that you bring into a small living room. Now, in styling a small living room, another important factor to keep in mind is when you're selecting your furniture pieces, you maybe want to go for furniture with legs. Now, as I was talking about reflective surfaces earlier and avoiding solid blocks, what you want to avoid is sofas that sit directly on the ground, coffee tables that also sit directly on the ground, just furniture pieces that sit directly on the ground and create that solid block. You want to go for furniture with legs. This allows your eyes to kind of travel under the chair or the table and so on, creating that visual flow as well that makes the floor space feel larger, making the entire room feel larger. So it's a trick of the eye, but it works, and that's what we're trying to do. So because the space is definitely small, the best we can do is work with these eye tricks that make the space feel larger. So go ahead and bring in furniture with legs when it comes to your sofas, your tables, everything else, guys. It will be a much easier way to make your space actually feel more airy and more spacious. So this would be a great thing to do when you are styling a small living room. Now, another brilliant idea that would definitely allow you to create a space that feels larger is a large rug. Now, this would be such a great item to add into the space because it will be able to anchor all your furniture pieces in the space really well, creating that feeling of spaciousness. Now, of course, we always want to avoid small rugs, but in a small space, you even more so want to avoid a small rug. So this is something you definitely want to keep in mind when you're styling a small living room. Avoid the small rug completely because it will make the space feel smaller, cheaper, not thought about, and it will look out of place. And as always, small rugs, when they're hanging in between the room on their own, they look like islands that are floating alone and just don't feel like they belong. So always ensure you go for large size rugs. Make sure you get the right appropriate measurements before you go out shopping, and this way you'll be on your way to creating that spacious look. Now, when you're thinking about creating the illusion of space, we mostly think about the floor space. Now, something else we can do is create vertical space. And this is by doing some visual height, by maybe going ahead and using your walls in such a way that maybe you add a large artwork on it, or you add floating shelves, which as well can add storage space in this area. And try to always go for large pieces of artwork. As I always say, this look amazing, they create a statement, they add a focal point in the area as well. They would be perfect for the space. You can have ceiling to floor curtains, very important in creating visual height. All this will allow your eyes to travel upwards when you walk into this living area, creating that visual space. So you want to do this. You also, of course, want to avoid short curtains in always, guys. Always think about long curtains. These are perfect for a small living room and they will definitely look a whole lot better. Short curtains will cheapen the space and will definitely not look great. So avoid this completely. So items like this that draw your eyes upwards also allow you to create space on the walls, which in turn creates a space that feels larger. So think about using this trick appropriately in your space and you'll be on your way to achieving a larger looking space as well as a more aesthetic space. Now, some of us like dark palettes, while some of us love light palettes. But when it comes to a small living room, what is more appropriate? You can go for either, depending on your sense of style. Dark colors will create a more cozy space. Light colors will create a bigger and more airy space. So for our small living room though, I would advise to work with a light color palette. So go for neutral tones in the colors of white, light gray, and so on. And then of course feel free to bring in accent colors such as blues and greens, because these are colors that tend to recede because they're cool colors. They can also make a space feel more spacious. So you want to avoid warm tones and bold in terms of that. So colors like orange on the wall, yellow on the wall. These are not appropriate colors for our living room areas to begin with because they're too energetic. They're just not going to give you that peace of calm that you need in this particular space. Unless, of course, you love eclectic design or boho. So these are colors you can go with in that sense. But even for those styles, try to have background colors that are, light and airy, such as white. And then feel free to bring in bold accent when it comes to your accessories, when it comes to your throw pillows, throw blankets, and so on. So a small living room as well, light airy colors. This would be best for this space. They'll make it feel larger, more airy. They'll be perfect for this space. So think about that and avoid bold hued colors. Now, another great idea you can use when you're styling a small living room is to, of course, add a focal point. And the one important area here is the TV wall. So one thing I would advise is to go ahead for an idea that will allow you to camouflage your TV. Because it's a small area, the TV does not have to be on the forefront every time you walk into the space. So find a way to camouflage it. This could be with your TV unit design. You can always create a niche for the TV such that it sits inset into this particular rectangle and just gives a cleaner, neater look. You can also do this by just introducing a bold feature or a bold finish on that particular TV wall. It could be a different color. Go for dark ones that will allow you to camouflage the TV also. So this could be black, this could be gray. You can also go ahead and play around with fluted panels or moldings. Just ensure you create a focal point. Even a small living room deserves a focal point, guys. Do not forget to have this. It's that one thing that allows you to create a beautiful statement in a space and allows the space to look great, unique, aesthetic, and so on. Now, the final thing you want to think about when styling a small living room is the furniture pieces you're going to bring into the space. So, of course, you need to furnish carefully to achieve that look that you want. So this is very important, and this goes into proportion, it goes into the style you're going to work with, and so on. So of course, the style you're working with is going to interfere with the type of furniture you choose because the characteristics, the color palette are all going to be different. So once you know all this, go ahead and know the proportions for this particular space. So you're not bringing home a sofa that is too large for a small living room. We're trying to save space. We're trying to just make this living room work no matter the size. The last thing you want is to bring items that will make it impossible for you to even walk around the space. No. So we need enough traffic flow, and we also need pieces that will fit in appropriately. So guys, think about this. Very important. Proportions, scaling. It's a small living room, so we have to do our best when selecting furniture pieces. So guys, those are my top tips on when it comes to styling a small living room area. I hope you got to learn something, and I do assure you that if you incorporate these few tips into your space, then you will achieve a beautiful small living room area. And guys, do let me know in the comment section below if you have any more tips. I would also love to learn from you. Anyway, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Do feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll be truly grateful. Guys, I'm just gonna take a second to give you a chance to hit that subscribe button, please. A lot of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. At least that's what my analytics said. So please guys, I'll be very grateful. Kindly subscribe for more content that will be coming your way every week, every Friday. Anyway, thank you so much again, and see you guys next time with another video. Love you guys so much. Bye bye.